What's up, everyone? This is your Ticket to Reality. After some technical difficulties, we are back. You can find the pod on the Agents of Fandom podcast network, anywhere you get your podcast, as well as YouTube. My name is TJ Zwarich, joined by my fellow agents, Emma and Ryan, as well as Season 2 finalist of The Circle himself, Lee Swift. We have a very special guest today, Season 5 of The Circle finalist, Tasia, aka Tamira, on the show. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How is everybody else? You guys good?
We're good.
Yes.
So, like always, I want to throw it to Lee first here. Start the question, give us some intro, and also how you been doing, man. It feels like it's been so long.
It has been a while, although it's only been a week, but that's too long, I think. No, I'm telling you, Tasia, I love your season so much. I loved you. You came in representing LGBTQ plus, and I appreciate it so much. And I love that you were playing a bisexual. Why did you decide to? I mean, and I love that you said I'm 100%. Because I'm 100% too. So I get that. But I love that you played a bisexual. Tell me a little bit about your thought process of coming in catfishing as a bisexual Tamira.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because I don't know if everybody listened to the part where I said, like, I'm homo as fuck, right? I'm a straight lesbian. Because I think some of the guys saw my ass on the screen and was like, hey, wait a minute, are you sure? Are you sure that I'm like, the ass is poking, but I promise you, I'm a lesbian at heart. For sure. I wanted to come in, though, as a bisexual because I felt like it would be a better advantage. I felt like I would be able to get with the guys and the girls rather than just trying to get personal with the guys. It was like, let's make everyone horny. You know what I mean? Like that gets votes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We've had some horny moments in in Circle's past, but I feel like this season was the horniest season of any of them so far.
Yes. Very hot and sexy this season.
And
like you had Marvin going.
You know what? But so did Raven. When I saw Raven's chat, and I was like, oh my gosh. She made him do the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That was like, it's not leaning anymore. I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's. So, I mean,
we're going there.
I think everybody really did a good job with turning each other on here.
Yeah, I loved it about you and the kind of the two girls and the guy and Marvin. Poor Marvin. I mean, I love him so much, and I was just like, wow. And Michelle put it perfectly. She goes, 3 degrees, 3 degrees, and you can't figure out.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was good. Michelle was cutting up this season. She did a really good job. I will say this though. I think that this is one of the first seasons where the women stuck together, and so I was happy about that. You know what I mean? Like it was really cool that like Raven was like, you know what? I'm not gonna kick Tamira out because she had my back. So it was sad that Marvin had to go, but I'm glad I got to stay.
Speaking of Emma, I want to throw this to you next after this because we're going to talk, of course, about one of your fan favorites from the show. But it seems like since the show ended, obviously you guys had the get together, the rap party recently, where I saw lots of pictures of from that. So I'm going to want to hear about that. But you and Sam seem to have developed a nice relationship here, which is nice because you guys hit it off at the beginning of the show. So it's pretty cool to see in real life that you guys have made real friends.
Yeah, Sam has been. So I wasn't on social media prior to this. I wasn't really active on social media. I wasn't really on social media. And so coming back into it, it's been a lot. This is like a full-time job and you don't get paid. And I'm like, what is this? You know what I mean? But Sam has been really, really helpful in like kind of guiding me and letting me know like, hey, these are some do's, these are some don'ts. These are how you reach out to people. So she's really been helpful. And then just outside of that, I think that Oliver and I have been really close. Oliver came over and I smoked him out a couple times. So yeah, I mean, I really do enjoy. I enjoyed watching the show, but I will say making friends and like getting up with everybody again. That's really the good part.
I love that.
Oliver's our guest next week too, so shout out to Ticket to Reality. Guests have been popping lately, of course, having Chris Sapphire from season 1, Shoebomb, Sam, Raven our last few episodes, and then the wonderful Tasia right now, and then next week Oliver. Hopefully the week after that, Chaz. We're cooking something up right now, so we got some good things popping.
Get everybody. Cook it up.
Collecting everyone like Infinity Stones. I love it.
My voice. I lost my voice. That you were bringing up the rap party, and I'm like, man, I'm glad you brought that up because I was screaming at that rap. That's why my voice is all like very hoarse. My God, we had such an amazing time though. It was really, really good. And not only did we get to see the cast, but then we got to see like part of the production, people who casted us, people who edited our videos. So that was really dope.
Love that.
Who did you meet from previous seasons?
Oh,
who
James,
were some people?
Kay.
I love James. Oh,
yeah. It was. I think Jacob was there. It was a lot of people. It was a lot. Brew was there. Courtney. Oh my God, Courtney's a blast.
I love Courtney.
I'm telling you, it was really good. Really good.
Awesome.
It's great. Yeah, it looked like it was so much fun, honestly. Like I was just looking at everyone's stories and then everyone that tagged someone else, and it was just kind of like, this looks so much fun. So what did you guys do? Was it just like one big party, or were there other events that went along with it? Because I've seen some of the ones in seasons past, and it just looks like a blast.
Yeah, so we kind of just all met up at a bar in LA, and I think everybody was just taking shots, dancing, you know what I mean, mingling, having a good time. So really, really cool. And I really like that you get to meet the people I like that the other seasons come out because you don't get to meet them. You know what I mean? I haven't met them in person before. And they're all very sweet, very welcoming. They're understanding of like what we're going through in the process that we had to go through. So, I mean, Lee, you can attest to it, right? I mean, so I mean, definitely. Yeah. So it's nice that everybody's really welcoming and comes out and just kind of brings you into the family, really.
It's like drinking from a fire hose at moments. You know, you're like, what is going on? Because all these people, you know, are contacting you, and you're like, I don't understand this, but you're doing great. And you're amazing. I loved how you played. You had a lot of strategy. I mean, I was so worried at the last when Chaz was, you know, the secret super influencer. Yes. And I was afraid for you. I was like, "Oh, don't pick her! Don't pick her!" But then I hated that he picked Oliver. You know. But how did that feel when you realized you made it to the finale?
Oh my God! So first of all, you were afraid that he was going to pick me. Lee. I'm in the room like, please! I'm hiding under pillowcases. I'm doing everything. Like, do not come for me. Do not come for me. But when he kicked Oliver out, Oliver was like another strong alliance that I had. And who I really made a connection with. So losing Oliver was also just a bummer. You know what I mean? Like it was literally like, yes, I get to stay, but Oliver, like, you know what I mean? Like I really wanted to just reach out and grab him and keep him in. So yeah, it was like a bittersweet, very bittersweet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ryan's got that great circle. He did that on purpose. Which I loved. I was like, he's not done that before. He always wants attention. He's kind of an attention.
Oh yeah.
No, he's not. But Ryan, you got a question.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to like keep myself muted here, because I was talking so much at the beginning. But we gotta get Ryan and Emma some more screen time, especially with that beautiful background, Ryan.
Oh no! I just want to say, Tasia, your intro video was it was just so great because obviously one of the things I picked up on was just you don't like to dress up. You just like to be comfy. You know, you just want to like wear jogging pants and chill. And I love the vibe that you gave off. And I think one of the things that TJ was alluding to earlier regarding Sam was, you know, one of your first conversations with Sam with the makeup thing and how you're able to like play that off with. I mean, I don't even know makeup, so the way you played it off with what she had to apply and all that stuff, and Sam just going along with it, and her just believing like, oh, she must know like her makeup stuff. If she doesn't need this certain thing, I can't even remember. But yeah, that moment was hilarious.
To be honest with you, I can't even remember what she said either. I don't even remember what I told her to apply to her face. So I mean, I seriously am just like, the only thing I really know is mascara and eyeliner. So it's like anything else, I'm just like Googling. I'm like, base and balance. Bronzer. Just saying stuff. Yeah, I literally had no idea.
That scene and just like the fact that you don't remember now perfectly encapsulates like the issues wrong with our school system. It's like, hey, take these notes, make sure you memorized it because this test is coming, and you had your test and you prepped and you were ready and you nailed it because you had all your notes. And that's what school's like too, right? It's like, hey, memorize all this shit and then you can forget about it right after and you're never going to remember it again.
To be fair, I do smoke a lot of weed. So it could be me. It could be me.
No, I'm blaming school. This is all of us.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
We're all blaming school.
Yeah.
School.
So I got a kind of like a 3-part question for you, but I want to start with the first one. Reality TV, was The Circle kind of the first time you dove into it, or do you have other shows you're a big fan of as well?
So, for as far as reality TV, no. I think my ex-girlfriend started watching the show, and then I started getting into season 1. I saw season 2, and then by season 3, I was like, "Oh my god, I can!" No, actually, by season 2, I was literally like, "Oh my god, I can do this shit. I can literally do this." And then I freaking applied. I was like, at that point, I was like, starting the interviews, and originally I was going to use my little sister's pictures, and her name is Tamira. But my little sister was like, "Tasia, you're getting scammed. Somebody's trying to do something, somebody's trying to rob you, somebody's trying to do," and I was like, "Oh my god." So I'm in cybersecurity. Man, by the time on my second call, I literally was like Googling people. I had people's addresses. Like I had so much information for people because I was just like, I can't get scammed. You know what I mean? I'm like, and I was nervous. But throughout the entire process, I literally was like, yo, this is legit. By the time I started getting to filming, I was like, oh my god, I'm freaking here. Like this is real. But yeah, man, it's really a blast. I really hadn't thought about doing it in the reality TV. I think that I just did this on whim.
You were the Circle hacker before you were even in the Circle.
Exactly.
They got this new show coming on Netflix called The Perfect Match. And so part 2 of the question is like they're bringing in a bunch of people from the Circle, a bunch of people from Too Hot to Handle, Love is Blind, all these other shows. Are you going to tune in? Are you going to watch this one with all the new Circle fam you've met? But 2, we were talked about this last week on our show with Chris Sapphire about how they need to do one of these types of reality TV dating shows, but make it LGBTQ+. If Netflix throws that on the docket in the future, would you be interested in coming back?
So part 1, I will be tuning in. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see like what this even is going to be about. I'm not really into the dating shows, but I am interested since there are going to be some people from the Circle. So I do want to see what it's about. Would I do a dating show? I don't think so. I don't know why, but like, I'm very like, I don't know. I just feel like it would be too vulnerable for me. And I don't know that I really want to give America that side. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that would be where I'm just like, I don't know.
That's understandable.
If I'm in casting, I'm casting you for it. I'm going to come and try to get you because I think you'd be amazing. And I would love for you to fall in love. That would be amazing. Find your forever.
I get you on that one. I totally get you. So
you should have your forever person. I'm ready for you to have that person. That'd be amazing. Because you're amazing.
Awesome. That would be awesome.
I got one more dating thing while we're on that docket I want to throw at you because it was the Circle Singles, and they played this game in one of the first shows now, and we've been asking, this is kind of like my favorite question they pulled from the Circle, even though Jen and Tom both gave some pretty terrible pickup lines. I know I'm not your type, but we've asked everybody, talk flirty to me, give us your best pickup line.
You would put me on the spot and show everybody that I'm a shitty flirt. I hate all of you at this point.
Trust me, our pickup lines aren't good.
Yeah, the rest of ours were really bad.
We went very generic, so.
Yeah, yours will be a lot better.
I'm like, can we go in circles or I have to keep going? Please, Louise.
Think about it. We'll come back to it. How about that?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Is there a way to tie cybersecurity into a pickup line? Is that
interesting?
Okay, I got you.
Hey, are you located at 261 North Drive?
Yeah.
Is this is your social security number? Because I'd love to take you out on a date.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Hey, we'll be your wing. We'll be your wing girls and guys. I mean, we got you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
So I got one. It's gonna be mad nerdy though.
Okay, go.
I might even have to explain to you. You've been on my brain all day. All I can CPU. No. You've been on my brain all day. I only CPU.
I love it.
Please tell me you know what that is. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
I'm for you.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Oh my god. I love every part of that.
I had to throw the cyber in it. Had to.
After meeting everybody in person, outside of yourself, like if you could have picked somebody to win season 5, who would it be?
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you said outside of yourself because I mean you obviously know I'm gonna say me, right?
I mean, who would?
But if it wasn't Sam, I would have thrown Oliver back in the mix and I would have wanted Oliver to win. I really like Oliver, even hearing his story, trying to help his mom. I thought that was beautiful. I definitely understand, knowing a lot of people who grew up, in a similar situation as him. So I think that he would have deserved to win if Sam did it.
But I just love him. I love everything he does. Yeah. He just put out a new track that's amazing. I don't know. Yes. I love it. And I just think I think he's going to just keep shooting up just as you are. I mean, I know you're just trying to hold on and go, where's this thing going? But just hang on because you're going far, way far.
Yeah, I'm going to hold you to it, Lee. If I don't, then we got to come back on a catfish special and we got to win the 100K together.
Hey, I'm ready.
Do it. We've been pulling for Lee to come back and catfish with somebody. Speaking of previous seasons, who is your favorite from any previous season? And you don't have to say Lee. It's okay.
Oh, wow. Don't say me. Somebody else. Because I know I'm your favorite.
Obviously. It was always going to be you, Lee. Always. Of course. I think that my favorite would have to be Sammy from season 1.
I love
Sammy. I don't know. She just really was just like good vibes, very positive. She's obviously beautiful as hell. I really like Sammy. And actually, surprisingly, next was Shoe Bomb. So I thought it was really cool that I got to be on the same season with him, coming in at the same time as him, and then dueling against him. Like that's pretty cool.
Okay, but his catfish ability. I mean, did you spot him right away? Did you spot it right away?
They had. Oh my gosh, yes. It was extremely obvious. It was extremely obvious.
But it wasn't his fault.
I am not a man.
That would have been the dead giveaway for me. I'm like, that sounds like somebody who's a man. It sounds like something they would say.
Oh my gosh, when Chaz was like, "You're a man with a plan," I was like, "Bingo." That's it right there.
Like, you knew it.
The 100% is.
What was the hardest thing about being in the circle for you? Because it is different. You're isolated. You don't have any of your things, your things that your creature comforts. What was the hardest part?
That was really tough. Not having my dogs in there was really tough. I don't know. It's just something about having dogs that they're just really just good companions. Obviously being isolated, I didn't really care about not having my phone because I wasn't on social media at the time. But just not having the freedom to be able to just like walk outside, go do whatever I wanted to do, that was kind of tough. You know what I mean? Like, because you have to kind of just stay in that little area and then just maneuver around, read a book, fall asleep, do something else. You know what I mean? To keep your time occupied. So I think that those were probably the toughest things being in there.
It's so.
We've talked to Lee.
When you were in there, was it bad for you?
Honestly, because I've talked to other castmates and from different seasons, everybody said there was a lot of boring time. I was never bored. Yeah. I felt like every time because I was thinking about the game all the time. I had my little pictures and stuff like that. So it was like, and but my season compared to your season, we didn't have any strategy compared. I mean, you guys were all strategic. I mean, everybody was thinking about how do I do this? How do I stay longer? How do I? I mean, I loved I'm a big, you know, reality fan of all reality, and I love that. That's why I love your season so much because you came in with the plan. I mean, you had your little book with all your stuff. I was like, go, man.
Yeah.
But I really wanted you guys when Shabam said, let's the newbies versus the oldies, and I was like, oh gosh, but just didn't happen. Dang it.
I think so. I really when he came into that with a plan, even in the back of my mind, I still didn't see myself getting on top of that one, and that's why I even asked, like, okay, if you're gonna do this, like, let's be open with each other. Who has alliances with who? And no one said anything. Everybody completely just kind of was like, oh, let's just trust Sasha or whatever. And I was like, nope, I'm out. I already don't trust you. You're not giving me any information. So there was no way I felt like if I went with them, I felt like it was just going to still backfire on me in some way.
I think you're probably right. You would have been at the bottom of that group, and I think it would. So you played bright, but you know, as a fan, I was hoping it would happen.
Trust me, it would have been a good one. It would, and honestly, if somebody would have started spilling something, they might have got me. If somebody was like, "Hey, this is who I have alliances with. I want to get so and so out," I would be like, "All right, now I'm listening." You know what I mean? Because at that point, I know you guys are serious, and I know you guys want to work together, but. Nah.
If you would have known it was Shubham, though, you would have been all in from the beginning.
Wait, say it again?
If you would have known that was Shubham, not Sasha, you would have been all in on that alliance from the get-go.
I would have been like, personal chat. How are we going to get these motherfuckers out?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's make it to the end, baby. Yeah, definitely would have.
Where does this competitive drive come from? Like, is it games, sports? Like, what does it come from?
Yeah, you know what? My dad is really competitive. And so he really put us in a lot of sports growing up. And he just always pushed us to always try to be number one, try to get the first spot. So I played basketball for a long time and then I didn't grow. So I just had to stop playing basketball. You know what I mean? Like, just couldn't do that anymore. But no, I definitely still, I did other things that I always wanted to just kind of, you know, just be on top, always strive to be better. So I appreciate my dad for that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So what about you guys? If you guys were to get on the show, who was catfishing and who would be their self?
So this is funny because I just had the conversation with my partner over the weekend. I was like, I kind of feel like I want to try out for the show. Like I've been toying it around a little bit and I know we've talked about it, Lee, and I'm just like, I was just kind of going through the different things. I'm like, okay, I'd have to be really okay with being on TV and just, you know, figuring out if I'm going to go in as myself. I would probably honestly either go in as myself or catfish as somebody that I know really well because it seems most of the times it's worked out best with not like a kid or a family member because that hasn't worked out so well with somebody's mom and daughter. But I think I would go in if I did catfish as like a really close friend or something like that. Someone that I know well enough to be able to like know their mannerisms, but still be myself. So I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about actually.
Okay. So male or female though? Would it be a woman?
I don't know. I'm probably a woman, honestly, just because there's certain, I don't know. I'd have to really think about that, but my first instinct was just to be a woman because it's just, you know, it just comes more naturally to me.
See, I think I'd be really good at it if my brain allowed it. You know what I mean? Like, if my mental health didn't just go to absolute shit, then I'd be good. Like, at my base level, I think it'd be going really well. But, like, I guess that's my next question. Did they allow you to, like, were you allowed to smoke weed on occasion? Like, could you go out on the balcony, blow out a window? Or, like, are you just sitting there, like, with your brain killing you for the whole time?
I was not allowed to smoke weed at all. So that was pretty tough. But they did tell me before I left, hey, look, you're not going to be allowed to smoke weed for X amount of days. So are you willing to do that? And I mean, 100K on the line, of course, I'm going to not smoke weed, right? But it was difficult. So when I got home, I rolled the fattest joint and
Hey.
literally smoked like, I think I puffed it like twice and knocked out. My tolerance was
You
so
know,
low.
that's so funny because I was allowed to do cocaine. So
Was that one of the things that you got with your ice cream?
You had to be filming in Vegas then.
Yes,
I'm just kidding.
Ryan, how about you? Is the
Really?
circle for you?
Oh, I mean, and out of all the reality shows, yeah, I feel like it's the most I could do because obviously you're just, behind a screen and, you're either being yourself or, you're just making these connections. And even just what I do with the Ancients of Fandom, where we just kind of talk without really speaking to each other. I feel like, just having these connections with people through all these texts and everything, I feel like that's such a fun thing to do. Like honestly, I would just do it just for the interaction, not even for the 100K.
Just make some friends.
Like, yeah, just make some
just
friends. Like, and
I'm there for the money. Sorry.
I mean, yeah.
If I'm gonna do this and be in an apartment by myself, I mean, the bonus is the friends, but yeah, I would be
Lee,
I mean,
if you could
I don't
go
know.
back, would you choose winning the circle and never having met us, or the friends that you've made from your time there, like us?
Oh, he's definitely giving us up.
Yeah, he's taking the money for sure. We're gone.
like,
Did you see that
"That's for you."
face? Like,
I'm like, don't ask him this.
there wasn't even there was no
No, don't-
consideration. He
No,
just-
no. I have a very well thought out answer.
Oh,
100K.
Oh.
No.
I
Please,
get it.
you guys are priceless. Of course, I would.
but if it was 100 million, then
No, but I mean, it's fun. It's amazing. I'm so glad I did get so much out of it, more than money. You'll find the longer you go, Tasia, it's going to be you're part of the club forever and ever. It's amazing, and so, yeah, it's great.
So what else are you gonna do, Lee?
I am. Oh, what am I doing? I would like to get on another reality show. So, hello Netflix. I'm ready to go. And Tasia and I are ready to catfish. We can work it out. We could crush Jennifer. Just so you know, we would crush Jennifer. No,
Speaking of,
yes.
you know how we predicted the circle singles thing?
Mm-hmm.
I want to go out on a limb and predict season 6 and say that's what it is. No one is real. All of them are catfish.
Ooh,
Everybody's gonna be catfish.
interesting.
I don't think they'll do that.
No?
Why not?
I just don't. I think they'll always have the mix because it creates the tension, who's real, who's not, and you get to see the people that are real wondering, trying to suss out who's a catfish. I don't think they will. I would like them to add, though, Tasia, this is one thing I would like them to add, and this is bad for catfish, but if the catfish, they need to make an element where there's a prize or something. If you get a catfish, you get $10,000 because you took somebody out. But if you're a catfish and you make it to the finale, you get $10,000, something like that. Because you should have got $10,000 for making it to the finale.
That would be nice. And if they did something kind of like that, right, with the Spice Girls, right?
They did.
Yeah.
If you didn't catch them, then you get the extra 50,000.
That's right. Yep.
yeah.
I think that was a great idea.
I love them. Why did they go to the party?
Are you insane? If they did, you would have seen me trailing behind Mel B all night.
Oh my God, I love Mel B so much.
She's amazing.
She's on a new show called what's it called? Where they're doing Secret Forces or something. Where they went to Jordan, and it's like on ABC or something. I'm going to say wrong where it's on, but I've been watching it, and they're putting them through everything like Navy SEAls go through.
Yes.
Oh, I think I know what
it's
you're
an
talking
amazing show, and she was amazing on it.
Really?
I'm such a huge fan of hers. Yeah, huge fan. Yeah,
she's awesome.
Baby Spice is just such a part of it in such a core memory for me. Like from one of the very first things I can remember. I just remember being like super young at like little kids swimming lessons. And I have two older sisters. They're 8 and 10 years older than me. And I said something that like let it slip out that I somewhat was like attracted to Baby Spice. And I was probably like, I was super young, right? Like probably only 5 or 6. And girls were still gross. And they were like, oh, do you think someone's cute? And I was just like, no, absolutely not. No, I like her voice. Like, and it was like just like very core memory for me that I had like this tantrum because like girls just gross still, you know.
Oh, man.
And but in reality, that was probably part of my sexual awakening.
Hey, Baby Spice brought you out. Nice.
There you
nice.
go.
I'm sure you're not the only one.
Yeah. Right.
Probably not. Probably not. Who was your kind of crush when you were little?
Oh, I got it. Lauren London. Absolutely. I used to always be like, oh my God, she's so pretty. You know what? One time, one of my friends actually screwed me over. She literally was like, oh my gosh, Tasia, Lauren London's going to be Ontario Mills. When I tell you, I literally got up and was throwing things away. Mom, take me to the mall. They were like, yes, she's going to be there. She's going to be there. Literally, we get into the car. They were like, it's just a joke. And I didn't talk to them for the rest of the day.
I bet not.
I wouldn't either. That's so mean.
Golly.
I didn't talk to them for the rest of the day.
That's a great crush, though. That's
she is gorgeous. The dimples. Oh my God. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Yes, absolutely.
One of my favorite moments like that I've heard from bisexual friends was when they're like, looking back, it just like that should have been the moment that clicked for them is apparently watching Pirates of the Caribbean. I've heard this specifically from multiple people, Pirates of the Caribbean, and you're just sitting there watching Elizabeth Swann and Will Turner, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom, and just like, which one do I want to be? Which one do I want to be with? Because I can't tell. And that's like the most common thing that I've heard.
My God. TJ, I realized from that statement, I'm a bisexual. I didn't realize it all this time. Steven, I'm a bisexual. No. Just kidding.
You heard it here first.
They're all beautiful. But yeah, Orlando Bloom. Sorry.
From like a prep and organization standpoint, technical difficulties, like this has been one of our like least organized show ever, but the chaos has been top tier, and I'm here for it.
Let me bring it back then. Yes. Speaking of the chaos.
Chaos is done.
Chaos is So speaking, one of the most chaotic things in the back half of the season was the hacker, and that role being announced, and all the distrust it created among all of you. If you were the hacker, who would you have hacked, and who would you have talked to?
Wonderful question.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I would have also hacked somebody in the trio. I think you guys call them the big three. I was calling them the trio when I was in the room. So I would have hacked one of them. But I probably would have, if I was gonna be nasty like Jennifer was, I would have hacked one of them and tried to turn them against each other. So she tried to turn them against me, which was kind of pointless and useless. I would have tried to cause chaos amongst the three, cause distrust amongst them three. Maybe one of them will take each other out. You know what I mean? Then it gives me a chance to kind of swoop in and say, what happened? That would have been the way I would have did that. Who I would have picked though, if I was gonna be nasty like Jennifer, I'm sorry, Sam, but I probably would have hacked Sam. I would have probably went to Chaz as Sam, or probably went to Raven as Sam, and then just started the drama, started some chaos. Just like this freaking interview. Just started some chaos.
I love it.
I love that. That was awesome. Well, they got figured out by most. Did you figure it out?
I sniffed Jen's bull from the freaking beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you were always.
I was like, why do they love her so much? This is insane. And they were just like, oh my God, Auntie Jen. I'm like, dude. Come on, guys.
You
and two together.
You and Sam were both team fuck Jen from the get-go. After getting to meet Xanthi and Brett, what do you think of the team behind the profile?
Oh my! So it's funny. I wish that they put this in the cut. I walked in and I was like, who are you guys? And they were like, we're Auntie Jen. And Xanthi goes, yeah, you know, I'm a teacher or something like that. I was like, you're a teacher? She's like, no. I came in the beginning as a teacher. I'm really a model. I was like, oh yeah, that makes way more sense because none of my teachers look like you. My teachers definitely didn't look like you, Xanthi. Like, no. But after getting to know both of them, they're both really, really dope. They're both really cool. They don't mean any harm by the way that they played the game. And I think that's really cool. I like that everybody kind of just gets to get along after the whole thing is all said and done.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So,
I love it. I think they played a great game, honestly. Chris Sapphire was on our show last week and he was talking about how he thought that could be the first like duo to win. And I honestly thought they had a decent chance because I think the way that they I think it's like you were very much suspicious of them. And from the outside, I was like, oh my God, like, okay. But I thought that the way that they kind of played off each other, like Xanthi kind of had one side of her personality and Brett kind of like covered the other side. And I was thinking about that. I thought that could have gone far, but I didn't think they were like actually good. I honestly thought Chaz was going to win. But I'm very happy with just the way it all turned out. But
yeah,
I thought Chris had a point because I think they did play a pretty decent game. Even though kind of they burned a couple bridges along the way.
I'm gonna stay with my statement. I smelled their bull from the beginning.
Here's my thing.
I smelled it right when I walked in. Right when I walked into Circle City, bitch. I sniffed them right away.
Down, and then you were like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's my thing with Jen and Brett and Xanthi in terms of how I think the game that they played, and I feel like this was very evident with how Brett was very much gunning to let Tom go at the end there. I totally understand what he was saying, but to kind of use like a sports analogy, they were working really hard just to make the playoffs. They had a great strategy to make the playoffs, but who's voting for you if all of a sudden Tom's gone?
Yep.
And all of these other things? And that's like kind of where I think they went wrong is you don't win any money if you make it to the finale. You actually gotta get people there voting for you. And so to be honest, that's why you were my dark horse pick when we were going into our finale episode, who we thought was going to win, because Jen had not really anybody. You know what I mean? Now that Tom was gone, she had basically just Chaz. But you weren't in anybody's bad books, and I thought if people voted strategically and went, oh, Chaz has always been up at the top, I want to put him last. Oh, Raven's always been up at the top, I want to put him last. Then that's where I thought that you were gonna get in there. But when you come in late, I think it's always such a disadvantage.
It is such. I said that while I was in the circle, and I'll say it at the end. When you come in late, it's really hard to get really anybody to like you. You know what I mean? Like even in the show, it's hard to get the OGs, right? It's hard to get them because they kind of already have formed friendships and relationships. And then even outside of the show, people already have their favorites by the time the first 4 episodes drop. So it is really, really hard to come in later. But I will say at the end of the day, I came in late. I tried to come in strong. I tried to come in hard. And I wish that I was able to connect with Raven more and Chaz more. And I think that could have helped my strategy a little bit more, but I still think I would have came in fourth. The trio was really hard to infiltrate. And I think that I never once thought that they were going to vote strategically. The way that their bond was in the show, I knew that they were all going to stay friends. You know, I knew they were all going to just vote each other. I didn't think anything was ever going to be like malicious. Like, I love Sam, but I want to win this money. I'm going to put her last. I never felt that. So I really am happy the way it turned out as well. I think Sam deserved it. And I'm glad I got him fourth. That's dope. It's dope to be a part of the final 5.
Fourth.
Absolutely.
I'm fourth. Chris Sapphire's fourth. Hey,
Yeah,
come on.
Hey,
come on.
The greatest star in fourth.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Before
Why are you talking about that? Oh yeah, I just realized, like, out of the technical 5/6 contestants that made it to the final, you were the only one who wasn't there from the beginning. Everyone was technically there from the very beginning, but you made it to the finale, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like that you were able to kind of get through everything, all that.
Yeah, Oliver, even when he finished watching it, he was like, Are you the first Black lesbian to make it to the table? And I was like, am I? You know what I mean? I'm like, another goal. So I mean, yeah, I think that is pretty cool. I am glad that I made it fourth. And I'm always gonna be happy that Sam won.
That's one thing I'm very proud of the Circle and Netflix, because the representation is just, is amazing.
Yeah.
And I just am very proud of that. And having Raven come on, I was so, I mean, she had me in tears, and I love Paris.
I was gonna say,
my God,
Paris is wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
I want let's you, me, and Paris catfish together. That we would have a blast.
Yeah, exactly that.
I need Paris either as a future co-host or a future contestant on the show because he's so fantastic. This is also the first time we've all gotten together since the finale. Lee, how cool was it to see Kent in the finale, who was of course here interpreting in our Ticket to Reality episode when we had Raven on?
I was so excited because we didn't know that he was going to be on there.
He walked in so smooth and suave, looking so good.
I know. It was amazing. It was amazing. I loved the finale. I loved every episode, but the finale was beautiful, and I loved how you guys met each other and sitting at that table where there's no food.
Yes, no food. Only alcohol. I love it. I'm here for it.
Why the fancy cutlery and the china? Like, just give us some snacks or get that shit off the table.
Just like some hors d'oeuvres or something.
To, like, come in from behind that little bar counter with a pizza.
Yeah, like
I'm like, pepperoni?
Anything.
Come on, please. Give me something.
But one thing I wanted to ask you, because it's so real. It was so real for me when it was rating time, and when then they announced who was going. Every time I thought, I'm going, it's it, this is it, I'm out. That's, my heart was just racing every time. How about yours?
Oh my gosh, Lee, I was hiding in everything possible. I'm like, get me in the cabinets and the cushions, in a bush. You know what I mean? I'm like, please, because
she said so in the bush, she's a lesbian.
How long they make you wait.
I'm sorry.
Wait, say it again?
I said you were hiding in the bush. I said she's a lesbian. Sorry. I'm sorry. Our PG rating just went to R.
This episode
at R.
Look, we've
been talking about the thing earlier.
I wish that was the bush I was hiding in. There's too many cameras around though.
The majority of our episodes have been like borderline R's, but this one's definitely clearing it with ease.
My fault. Sorry.
It has to happen at some point.
Tasia. I love you to death. You're amazing.
You will, of course, be able to find this and all the episodes of the Ticket to Reality podcast on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find the other shows as part of the Agents of Fandom network, Ticket to Reality, Listen 3000 podcast, The Critics, Fandom Academy, and of course, the Agents of Fandom podcast as well. Before we let you go, Tasia, what are you up to now? Where can the people find you on socials? Who is that beautiful little friend you got beside you?
Look at that baby.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Look at
you gotta love Sheldon. Sheldon is amazing.
Sheldon.
You gotta love Sheldon. Oh my gosh, no. Oh my god.
This is Obi-Wan.
I love dogs, so please.
This is why, everyone. This is why you got to be watching in YouTube form, in video form, either live on Twitch where we are right now, or on YouTube after the fact. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe over there, I'll hit the notification bell, all those fun things, because we got puppies.
You know, we should do a circle season where everyone's profile pictures is puppies. Just like just to show people like we got the dog.
What dog are you coming in as? Go.
What's that?
What dog are you gonna come in as if you're a puppy? Go.
Corgi.
Pug.
Corgi. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a pug.
Pug.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would probably do it because I grew up with German Shepherds. I'd probably do a German Shepherd, but we have toy poodles now, me and Steven, because we're gay men of a certain age.
Lee, I expected you to have a Yorkie, so okay.
Okay.
I could never cheat on Sonic. I would go in as him right here. This is my man. This is my best bud.
Oh, love it. I would definitely come in as an English Mastiff or a Saint Bernard.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
Good,
it's an Napoleon
dog.
syndrome in me.
You'd be an influencer for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Absolutely.
Big dog.
Big dog.
Literally.
So, like,
Oh my
before we
God.
go, where can the people find you on socials? And do you have anything you'd like to promote? Anything like that?
Yeah, so definitely follow me on social media, T_Stonier, STOIER. Or sorry, see, look, I'm high now. STOINER, Jesus. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely do a lot of cannabis, make some jokes, do some lesbian stuff. Not like that, though. Don't get me. Lesbian jokes. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff for love.
And you can find her on OnlyFans.
Lesbian stuff.
Sorry. I'm going there. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight.
We've already been there. It's fine.
After dark.
We've been there too many times. We gotta just stay there.
Exactly.
You have been amazing, and you're just, I mean, seriously, you are just as lovely as I thought you would be, and I thank you so much for being part.
I love your energy so much.
Thank you.
And stick around when we sign off, because I want to talk to you for a minute.
Okay, sweet.
Because we'll do the real secret stuff.
That's the tease for all the listeners that don't get to hear that.
Tasia, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Ticket to Reality, future now and for the future rebranded as the Circle After Dark. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, and make sure to follow Ticket to Reality on Twitter as well as Instagram. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. Peace.
Bye.